Hello.
Hey, how's it going, Rissa?
Very good. How are you?
Good, good. So I'm going to put you on hold, and Chris is going to pick up in about probably 3 or 4 minutes. He's going to talk to Jay, the owner of the sign, and then he's going to put you on the phone just so you could talk and express how you feel about the sign and why you think it's wrong to put something like that up in the community.
All right.
Sound good?
Yep.
Okay.
Cincinnati's Rock Station, 1027 WEBN. I was telling you about this guy. This dude has a business in Northridge, Ohio, and he started up by, now, I guess he's been doing it for a long time. Since 1984. He's been putting up signs out front, political signs, taking jabs at the Browns and whatnot. Which, that's fine. I see that. I've seen churches do that stuff. But one stirred it up, and it said, if you really don't know who you identify as, pull down your pants and look. And, that's some hot water to jump into right now. People get fired up over that. And, for me, like I said before, I don't care what anybody says and what they do. But your job is, when you own a business, if you're a sports figure, if somebody who your job is protect the money.
Especially when you go to the community, right?
Right.
Depending on them.
Yeah, you're not a chain. You're a guy in this one area. It's like, I got to protect the money. Protect the money. That's all. That's your job.
But it's not illegal to have an opinion either.
No, it's not. Absolutely not. But you can't press charges against people who don't decide, I'm not going to go to your place now.
Right.
What's up, Jay?
How you doing this morning?
Good. Now, Jay, you heard what I said there. I don't know.
Yeah. Wonderful intro. It's exactly true, too, and I have to tell you, since our Fox 8 television channel aired the story, it's been overwhelmingly supportive. I mean, I've run out of business cards in the last 4 days.
Oh.
We have people walking in, doing high fives, shaking their hands while the protesters were there. It's been overwhelmingly supportive. I've got hate messages from this group, probably 15 to 20 of them. They're the most vile, sickening hate messages. You have one in front of you right now, I believe. These people are not what they portray to be. I think if they openly admit they don't know who they identify with, they really have something wrong in their thought process. I had no opinion of these people before this, one way or the other, only over their confusion as to who they are. And I think that they really have to identify with God, not what they feel they are or aren't. God made them what they are. They're not holier than thou to go ahead and try to tamper with that or change that. They can change their beliefs, but they are what they are. And only one person can do that. I don't know why they think they can go ahead and do that. After I put this up, only because of their identity thing, I have never seen a sickening, more vile group of people in my entire life. Interesting enough, Chris, one of our other news channels did the opening story to it, and that's when all the hate came. A tremendous amount of hate, overwhelming, bombing my shop, sending my whole family down in a fiery plane crash, wanting me to crawl in the casket with my mother and do nasty things. These are sick people. And that's my opinion of them now. It wasn't before. But after I saw the outpouring of hate from them, they are vile at best.
Yeah, but what group are you talking about, though? I mean, is it the transgender community?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, but I mean, you can't. Okay, I understand. Okay, there's going to be bad apples. Okay, so you're getting. I mean, I wouldn't pin it on everybody.
No. It's definitely the transgender community.
No, but not everybody in that transgender community.
Oh, no, I wouldn't say it's everybody. It's not, but what I will say is that once one channel did it, you could tell the type of people that watched that channel. When a second channel did the story, the outpouring of support for the sign was overwhelming. So it's actually your listening group and your watching group on the TV channels. And it probably goes further than that. But nonetheless, the sign was only meant to question why they have to tamper with something or want to identify with something that they're not. And furthermore, one of our local schools had like a question-answer session about what the sign meant to them. And overwhelmingly, the children at the high school in my community supported the sign. Now, one of their things on their agenda is that they say children haven't come out yet. Well, I don't think anybody needs to tamper or allow anything to interfere with that coming out. Maybe they're not coming out of anything. Maybe they're going to be what they are. And
I think they're making it. They're paving the way. They're not telling you, well, you gotta come out as this. You gotta come out. They're making it to where it's nothing to be ashamed of when you decide.
When you decide.
Yeah. That's what they're paving a road so it's not as bumpy.
Yeah. Listen to me for a second, Chris. I think they're paving the road in their direction. Okay.
So are you saying they're holding the hand?
Yeah,
like they're kind of leading them that way?
I do. I truly do.
Huh. Well,
I truly do. That's my opinion. You're entitled to your
of course, and we've heard this. We've heard this a lot. Sure. Look. Like I said before, I don't care what anybody does as long as it doesn't mess with my money and supporting my family and stuff. And I was, we saw this. We lived in Atlanta. We've seen this on a bigger scale with Chick-fil-A. And the whole gay thing.
Yeah,
they made a ton of money. So we've seen this. It splits, but it also it brings out a lot of haters that are against. I shouldn't say haters, but people who are against, and it also brings out a lot of support. So, and
I had no position either way prior to this hateful response I got.
Right. But like I said, though, I mean, I wouldn't pin it on the entire transgender community. You get a few bad apples that are maybe very angry and they don't know how to express yourself other than with threats or whatever. But
less than 20 all told.
Now, if someone that was transgendered or cross-dresser or whatever came into your business, would you deny their business?
Are you out of your mind? I'll take anybody's money anytime, 24 hours a day.
Smart man. All right. Now, hold on a second. Now, we have on the phone, there's somebody named Rissa.
She was on the news story as well. They interviewed her after they interviewed Jay about the sign.
Rissa?
Yeah, I'm here.
Rissa, you're a transgender, right?
That is correct, yes.
Okay, so are you transitioning into male or female?
Female.
Okay. When did you start the transition?
I started about a year ago, and I started taking the medication about 60 days ago, I think.
Oh, okay. So it's fresh.
Yeah.
Now, what made you decide I'm going to become, what I want to be?
I've always felt this way throughout my entire life, but up until this point, I was afraid of disappointing my family and blah, blah, blah. But then suddenly I decided I didn't care. So finally, yeah. So finally, here you are, Rissa. You feel like society is more welcoming to this, and then when you drive by the sign, this upsets you. Yeah, it really does.
Well, I mean, you're on the phone with Jay right now. Obviously, Jay, I don't think Rissa, did you threaten this guy or his family or anything because of your disagreement?
No.
Okay. So Jay, I think we have a guy on the phone or a girl on the phone, Rissa, who is not one of the ones that is threatening you. So I think if we have an open discussion, it'd be good to hear.
Sure.
Well, Rissa.
All right. Well, a few points I want to bring up is that Mr. Linn has constantly said he thinks that people should stay the gender they are when they are born. But that's the key word, he thinks. Now, this is opinion going up against fact. There are multiple studies that prove transgenderism is a real thing. I have a lot of them in front of me right now. So there's that. Also, I think the main argument is that he has free speech to say whatever he wants, and that's true. You can say whatever you want, but the thing is, he is an elected official, and the words he says does represent his local government. So my question is this the opinion?
That is not true. That is not true whatsoever, and stay out of that.
Okay.
That is not true. It does not represent my local government. I've served this community for over 30 years, and that is not the city's position.
You are on the city council.
Throw that in there.
You are on the city council.
I'm city council president.
And you?
Yes, I am. And that position has nothing to do with the city.
Really?
So stay out of that.
I will not stay out of that. You are on the council that specializes in passing laws and ordinances for the city. So my question is, how exactly are you unbiased? Where
do you find anything about the city in that sign? I'm not biased. I was never biased towards your group until your hateful messages, which I provided Chris with, and I have half a dozen other ones that you've left on my voicemail and everything else. The most hateful things I've ever seen in my life. And you want me to respect your group after making death threats, bombing threats, looting my shop?
Well,
you're a sick bunch of people.
Well, Jay, like I said before, and I think we agreed on it, you had a few bad apples or whatever. I wouldn't pin it on, like Rissa. Rissa didn't have anything to do with this.
Okay, so...
Never seen anything like it.
Okay, so I don't obviously agree with death threats or things they told you to do with their mother. I think that's way out of line. But you're saying this started when you put up the sign?
Yeah, I have trouble understanding why people can't understand who they identify with.
I think I have trouble...
I have trouble understanding that.
Okay, so it started when you put up the sign, and a lot of people are offended by the sign, so technically you kind of opened the can of worms, didn't you?
Excuse me.
Yes?
Excuse me. I put up the sign because I have a difficulty understanding why you can't identify who God put you here as.
Well, if you have a difficulty understanding, there's a lot of studies out there. I can email them to you. I mean, I have a crap ton of them open.
I'm not interested in reading them at this time.
Yeah, I know you're not.
After the vile, sickening threats, I'm not interested in hearing anything from your group.
Yeah, that's the problem. People aren't willing to listen.
One way. I didn't have an opinion one way or the other.
Oh, yes,
until your group or people from your group attacked me in such a vicious manner. I've never seen such a vicious group.
You didn't have an opinion. Let's talk about your sign you put up in 2016, the one about Barack Obama putting a man in the ladies' room. You didn't have an opinion before? That sounds like an opinion to me.
That's satirical. And let me tell you something. Let's be blunt about this. If my 10-year-old daughter, just growing up, goes into a bathroom at Target, and there's some man next to her in the next stall over, I take offense to that. And you're never going to change my mind. I don't think that's a good law. I don't think it was meant to be what it was, but I take offense to it. All right. I don't think that should be mixed up. I think that should be the way it was at birth.
All right, so let's talk about that for a minute. You're saying you're afraid that a man is going to molest your daughter or granddaughter, whatever it was, in the bathroom, right? That's what you're afraid of.
I don't think men and women should share the same bathroom. There's still a personal side to that. I believe that personal side should stay the way that it's been since the beginning of time. Okay. I don't think any of our legislators or our president should force two different genders into a bathroom together. I don't think that's his purview to do that.
Okay, well, that's one thing I can come back to later. But let's be honest, you're afraid someone is going to molest her in the bathroom, right? That's what you're afraid of.
No, I don't want my daughter in the bathroom with someone of the other gender, regardless of how they got that way or the path, because I don't. I think it's unnatural.
I think we're going to need a better reason for that. Why is it unnatural?
I don't think they should share. I think
why don't you think?
To use a restroom, I think to use a restroom is a personal issue. It's about yourself. It's about being exposed. I don't think they should share genders in bathrooms.
Hey, Jay, let me ask you this. What if something came out of one of those meetings with the city, and they said we want to tear down all the bathrooms and make them all gender neutral. Would you?
I would abstain from the decision.
Oh, so it doesn't affect you. Hey, there you go.
I would abstain from making a decision on it because I think it's a personal matter. It's not to be legislated.
Well, in Portland, they're doing it at a high school. We played the clip earlier. So if your kids' local high school did that, what you would pull your kids out of school?
No, I'd vote the school board out.
Okay, okay. So you'd vote the school board out, but then that's taking your personal into your voting power within the city council there.
It's not for city council or a school board to decide those issues. It's a moral responsibility to give each gender a private place to do their personal stuff. That's the way I feel, and if I was asked to vote on it, I would abstain.
Okay.
Because I don't think it's something that should be legislated by school boards, city council members, or the president for that matter. It's a personal issue, and people should have separate places.
Now, Jay, do you feel that because of the heat that some of the sign stuff has caused, do you think if you that you could end up leaving council?
I'm not going to be forced out of council, but I'm just about 30 years now in this city, representing the residents as a chairman of planning commission, as a volunteer for 21 years, a member of the board and zoning appeals for 6 years, and now city council for 4. I've had my time, and I think that the climate has changed in a lot of communities and that.
Yeah.
And I really don't feel like I'm appreciated as serving anymore. Not because of my sign. My sign is enjoyed by thousands of people a day that just get on the highway down the street to my shop, that go into that rat race of Cleveland, and it gives them a chuckle every morning. Yeah. Every morning. Like I said, Chris, I ran out of business cards. Business has never been better.
Yeah.
There's a lot of other side of this story too that you're not portraying. There's people that can't stand these people because what they stand for.
Well,
and I've got voicemail over voicemail after voicemail that says somebody finally has a spine. And I'm going to tell you something. No one's going to change my sign. I've been doing it for 39 years. I've had the most overwhelming support from my sign, this last one included. I'm never going to change my sign. It's not going to happen.
This is Jay Linn talking to us, and time is a crunch here. But Northridge Auto Repair out in Northridge, Ohio, he put a sign up that said, "If you don't know who you identify as, pull down your pants and look." Now he's done these kind of signs before, having some fun, putting things out there about the sports team and stuff. This one stirred some people up. And it split some people, but business has gone through the roof for him. Real quick, before we bounce on this, Michaela, the transgendered, is on the phone, wants to talk to Jay. Go ahead.
Hey, Jay, can I ask you a question? Who
Sure.
made you... Excuse me? Shut up, I'm talking. Listen, who made you the authority?
I can hear the hate in your voice right now. Michaela.
There ain't no hate. There ain't no hate because I'm disgusted on how you want to sit there and attack the transgenders. Who made you righteous? Who made you the legislature to say this, that, and the other? Who cares what you think? You hang a silly sign around your head and say, I'm stupid. How about that? You're stupid. You're ignorant. You're a genderist. Like how there's racist, you're a genderist.
Oh, that's
because
a new one.
You're discriminating against transgender people who happen to be very professional people, lawyers, doctors, rocket scientists. Let's face it, you really want to dress up in your wife's panties, don't you?
You're a sick human being. You're a sick.
No, I know I'm not. I'm telling you what it is.
You're a sick.
You got a lot of hate for transgenders. Obviously, did your uncle fondle you when you were younger? Is that what it is? Now,
I won't listen to this. Thank you.
No, you won't listen.
Come on.
Chris, I won't listen to this.
Michaela, enough. We got to get... Okay, we got to go anyways. Oh, did you hang up? Yeah, Jay's gone.
Oh, man.
Oh, well.
Hey, Rissa, thank you very much for coming on and telling your side, too, okay?
No problem.
I know you're a little nervous about it, but, props to you for doing what you're doing. Whatever makes you happy, I'm all about, okay?
Okay. Well, thank you for having me.
All right, take care.
Bye.